We're literally, it says live right now. I'm sweating.
Um, let's see. Let me go.
So if anyone can see us live, we're troubleshooting behind the scenes. We've had multiple laptop failures. We're getting it together, but this just shows you technology will do what it wants to do. So if you're live, you're joining us, just know we are here for you and we're just getting things figured out in real time. Um, I don't know why I don't even see my LinkedIn. I think if we can see ourselves live on LinkedIn, then this thing is working.
Well,
Um,
I don't know if I went to your page, which is where the invitation is. Um, let me let me see if I can, because I invited myself to the
okay,
so let me see if
if
I
your
can.
invitation is live.
Yeah.
How crazy.
Um, let's see.
Again, if you're live with us, we're doing some troubleshooting in the background, trying to make this more seamless. But as we know, tech is going to do what tech wants to do. Um, and we're going to get it together in just a few minutes.
Interesting.
It says we've been live for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. My laptop is just restarting now. So hopefully in the next minute or so, I'll be able to see if we're actually live or not.
Okay.
But as I was saying, I think this is actually a really great, not experiment, because it feels like crap on this side when you're having an idea of
Yes.
what you want. But what it really reminds me of is when people are like vibe coding or trying to do something quickly with AI, and it's like, it seems like it's going to be straightforward. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
this is broken, this is broken, this is not
Right.
working out. So
Right.
it's the reality of the world we live in.
But
But I just want to
totally
make sure.
appropriate for the topic.
Right,
Totally.
exactly. Yeah, this is normal.
Yeah.
For all your tech stuff to not work all of a sudden. Let me just adjust this a bit. But at least we'll say we have finished our first live, right? So we'll get that off of the list.
I, I I'm not sure why it keeps showing that we were live before,
Before
and it
and
just
not
keeps
now.
showing it over and over and over again on your page on LinkedIn.
Okay, let's see. I don't know why it's not letting me go exactly to the.
So,
So
hmm.
what I think we could do, we can keep troubleshooting and we can just keep rolling with it. And then if it actually is not live for people, what we
Hmm.
could do is post the replay in the
Okay.
same area. And so at least people will, be able to access the conversation. I'm just trying to get my laptop to open so I can actually see what you see.
It says
But I,
stream this for me. It says stream this to your audience. So I'm not sure. Do you see that?
I'm still opening up, but you could probably click that and just say stream it to your audience. So at least your audience is able to see what we're talking about. And my audience, this happened to me once before going live. So let's see.
Okay, it's making me sign up because I don't have a StreamYard.
Okay. Um,
I'm scared. It says it'll stream to my social accounts
mhm.
like Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. But I don't know how that would work.
It is asking you to set up an account or
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
okay, I know for this one, I just used the they have like a free trial.
Mm-hmm.
So my computer is still not opening up.
Let me
Okay.
see.
Because even if it was able to stream on your audience, we could probably take that link and then just put it in the comment section. So like, hey
Mm-hmm.
guys, we have a workaround. We're now here, maybe? I don't know why it's not working on my phone.
Let me see what happens here.
It's not even showing that I was live on mine. Oh no. Hmm.
Okay.
No. Wait, I got you back in there.
Okay. So now I
But I can't hear
I
you
open
now.
that. You can't hear me?
No.
Uh, hmm.
Let's see. Did it mute you somehow? It's showing that you're unmuted.
It
I
is,
just
but
can't
I
hear
don't
you.
know.
Maybe in your settings from your is it your are your earpods connected to the Bluetooth? They're connected. Let me see.
Can you hear me now?
That's so strange. When you were on before, I could hear you perfectly fine.
Can you hear me now?
No, that is so odd. Hmm. Just trying to see if there's any
Uh,
settings on my end.
how about now? Still no?
No. Do you want to maybe go out and then come back in?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh Lord. Lord, come on now. We just need volume and I still can't hear you.
I don't
You can hear
understand
me?
what's happening. Yeah.
Um, let's see if there's any. Is there any at the bottom where it has the microphone and the video, is there any, when you click on microphone, is there any other default that's coming up?
Mhm. Well, can you hear me? Everyone, I'm
Can't hear you.
hold on. Um, let's
Anything?
see.
Hmm. Let me just try
I
to
don't know.
mute you and then unmute you and just see if that does anything. That is so strange.
It's very weird.
Can't hear you. Edit mic, volume up.
I don't understand.
Hmm. We are learning a lot about going live.
Oh my goodness. Never go live. Never go live on LinkedIn again.
Um, so strange.
Um,
Um, hmm. Add to stage.
Still can't hear me?
Hmm. What could it be? Wait, it's your where your mic is, the icon for the mic. When you click on that, what are the two? Like for mine, it says iPad microphone, and then it says default, and it goes to my beats. What does yours say down there?
Um, I typed.
Oh, you typed it? Oh, AirPod. I paused when I had them in. Okay. Maybe if you go to your default, do you have like a, are you on your laptop? Maybe do the default, the ones built into the laptop,
Okay.
which, or maybe speaker. Is that an option?
Yes.
Let's see if that works.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Hmm. Or, hmm. Can you try the same thing with the microphone? It's like one is the microphone, and then I think one is the maybe hearing. Maybe try if you just put both on the laptop.
Okay.
It was working before. I wonder what happened.
I don't know. I,
Hmm. Maybe do you want to try restarting your laptop?
I can. Everything's working on my end except
Everything's
for
working. Yeah, I don't know, because your video is working and just the sound that is. Um, do you want to try joining from your phone? and then we could just see. Okay,
Um,
it's more clear, but I
okay.
still can't hear you.
Really?
It must be a setting. It must be a setting. That is so strange.
I can't believe this. This is crazy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Add microphone. I'm trying to see where else this could be. Okay. Um, add to stage. Lord, please let this work.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you
Oh my
now.
goodness. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is wild. The devil is busy.
He is so busy. Why? We must have something important to say because
I tell you what, we are 17 minutes
oh,
in,
I
and
know,
it's
and
like,
I'm
whoa,
sweating right
hello.
now. I'm sweating right now. I cannot even.
After a while, you're just like, oh, well, it's not working. So
Today wasn't the day. Oh
it
my
was the
gosh.
day.
That
Oh
is so funny.
no. Now I'm scared to touch anything else. I'm like, should I
I,
check if there's anybody that
anybody?
stood around for 17 minutes
Right. I
to
know.
look at
Watching
nothing?
us. Exactly. Oh my gosh. I'm literally sweating right now. I'm literally sweating. Okay. We're going to make the most of this. Okay. We're going to just have our conversation. Whoever's listening is listening. We're going to provide the replay. And for the worst case scenario, we're going to leverage this as content because this is a frustration that people have when they're
Yes.
trying to adopt AI. Just the way we're trying to get on a live, which for some people it's like so simple. It literally took us 18 minutes and we don't even know if anyone's watching, right?
Well, I see something. It says to me to
Hmm.
join because remember, I joined as just because I wanted to see it from the other side. So I
Right.
did join.
Hmm.
So now I have a notification that I can join your live event. And this is happening on LinkedIn. So I'm going to join.
But yeah. Which for some people it's like so
Okay,
simple.
I'm here.
It literally took us 18 minutes and we don't even know if anyone. We are live.
So we're behind, but there's a lag, but I see us.
Oh my God. Okay. This is so funny. This is so funny. Okay, let's just get into it. Let's get into it because we could not have actually created this level of craziness if we had planned on it, which is has been my life story over the last few years.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
so even this morning, I think I emailed you this morning, like, okay, I'm gonna start early, troubleshoot everything, so everything is smooth. And
Yes.
so it's just a lesson, like you can put your best effort forward,
Hmm.
and things can still mess up, and that's normal.
Yep.
That's now becoming more of a norm. So
Hmm.
it's just really how do you handle it?
Right.
And I think it's so interesting because this is what we were talking about the other day when we first met,
Yep.
And
Hmm.
so I guess we could just talk about, how we kind of brought this about together. And
Yeah.
then we can just share like what are our insights and, kind of the whole point of why we put this live.
Yeah.
together in the first place. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think just for anybody that could be watching or for the playback, I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of background about us both. So, my name is Quinn Brewington, obviously, and I founded a company called Sister Lady Girl, and it's workforce and economic reinvention platform that helps experienced women who are 40 plus reposition their expertise for income, ownership, and opportunity. And I do this through coaching, community events, and also some institutional as well as enterprise partnerships. So that's a little bit of background on me.
yeah.
um, I've been operating as a solopreneur probably for about a year now.
Hmm.
And as a solopreneur, we both know that things get lonely. So
Hmm.
you tend to join groups that you think will, help you along in your journey, help you
Right.
learn some information that you need to learn. So that is where you and I met in one of
Hmm.
those, groups to help with not only networking but also with information, with
Yeah.
encouragement, because I think
Hmm.
that's one of the main things that I see in the group is like we're holding each other accountable to the things that we do. And that's ultimately how we ended up doing this live today. So,
Right.
mhm,
Yeah, and this is so funny. I'll just give a brief background for myself as well. So, started out as an auditor, worked for PwC for quite a few years. Then I lived in Africa for a while. While I was there, started a few social enterprises, and then we moved back to the US right before COVID. And so during that time, I think everyone was kind of like in the house and locked down. And so that's when I first started with ChatGPT. So I remember my first prompt. And I was like, oh, this is gonna change the world. Like, this is gonna
mhm,
be amazing. And so from that time until now, I've just been leveraging, just kind of have a curiosity on solving problems, especially problems that can create impact for others. And so I started posting on LinkedIn about what I was learning, and I was able to turn that into a consultancy. And so I just help small businesses adopt AI, but in a way that's transformative, a way that's sustainable, a way that's profitable. And I see specifically for our community, women 40 plus, we're so afraid of using technology.
mhm.
And I've experienced that throughout my whole career. So even from an engineering background, I've typically been the one and only Black woman in the room. And so when I see that disparity in the AI space where it's meant to be accessible for everyone, I just believe it's such an opportunity. We have so many gaps that we can leverage AI to shrink.
Yeah.
And so, as much as possible, I want to help specifically women to just lessen that concern and that fear around leveraging AI,
Mhm.
and then kind of creating roadmaps of ease where people can adopt in a way that makes sense for their business. So that's how I got started. And we were pushing ourselves to do this live because we're getting out of our comfort zones, right?
Yes.
And this
Yes.
has been a great exercise of getting out of your comfort zone. And it's actually one of the things that a lot of people that go from corporate to kind of consultancies or being their own business owners, you don't realize getting out of your comfort zone is a part of entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things that we talked about. Being in corporate, you have a client database that is given to you, but when you're an entrepreneur, you actually have to go and find those clients. What does
Yes.
the market want?
You play every
Creating
role.
every
You're
single role.
everyone.
Yeah, and so just kind of normalizing that it's a part of the work,
Mhm.
and then just being around a group of people that get that, I think has been, just really amazing. So
Yeah. I would
yeah.
agree with that. It's so important, even though, I do enjoy, working remotely. There are days where, you have an idea and you're like, hey, and there's nobody
Yeah.
here. And
Right. You're like,
so
that
the
was maybe a good
collaboration,
idea.
the
Hmm.
collaboration is always, a benefit of being involved in these types of communities,
Yeah.
when you're living the solo life. So, that's like been a huge help for me. And
Right.
like, talk about getting out of my comfort zone, um, and having
Yeah.
to, strike up conversations with people, meet people.
So
Um,
awkward.
it is awkward. It is awkward.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the thing that I'm learning is that it feels awkward to me, but it also feels awkward to them. So
True.
that's
Yeah.
something that we can usually kind of
Hmm.
commiserate over. We're all
Right.
awkward. So,
Yeah.
we're all in the same boat. So, that kind of makes it a little bit better for me. That
Yeah.
makes it feel a
Yeah.
little bit better. So,
Yeah. I
mhm,
think also we had kind of brainstormed a few ideas around this. I think it was leadership, service, and growth.
mhm,
Unfortunately, of course, my laptop is on vacation right now, so I couldn't see our whole itinerary for or structure for this call. But I think when I think about AI, I do see a new type of leadership.
mhm,
I think before there was a way of, building a business back in like the maybe Facebook days where you have an idea, you get a lot of venture capital, and then you grow from there. I think leaders now are people like you and I. We're just willing to roll our sleeves up, do what's necessary to get the work done,
mhm,
and then doing it imperfect, right? And I think that's one of the challenges that a lot of people in our space are struggling with. It's like you spend so much time trying to perfect something where the market may have changed by the time you perfecting it. So for me, I think that's a new type of leadership. It's kind of like leading from the front, but not from a point of perfection. You don't have it all figured out, but you have
right.
a vision, you have a passion of what you want to see in the market. So like, what are your ideas around leadership in this time and space that we're in?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would agree with that. Today it's all about iteration, right?
Hmm.
Because things are moving so fast. Um, if you stand still too long, you're going to miss it. So I
Hmm.
think, when I look at the way that we do business now versus the way that we did business when I first uh, came into my profession, it's
Hmm.
more forgivable if
Yeah.
you are not perfect.
Hmm.
And that used to be something that I really feared, when I
Hmm.
was younger. It's like, oh gosh, I'm gonna look silly in front of
Hmm.
my peers, or I don't want to ask a question because I'm gonna look
Right.
dumb in front of my peers. And so
Right.
now I think because, iteration and mistakes and second chances are a part of the process. I
Yeah.
think that people are much more forgiving these days, and
True.
it's
Yeah.
expected. It's expected.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think people are more forgiving also when you're very authentic, because what I'm seeing now also there's no trust anywhere. Even people are probably watching this and thinking this is our like avatars or something, not that we're actually live.
Well,
So,
I
but
don't
it's
know
like,
when the last time an avatar
right,
sweated, because I was
right.
sweating.
Same here. I had a little glistening action going on, but
Oh no.
yeah, there's the trust is so low. And I think one of the reasons why, even for me, I feel my trust was damaged because I think there was an idea of let's just push AI out. I think a lot of the marketers were very aggressive in what they wanted to communicate, even if it wasn't true. And
Hmm.
so people start trying to implement tactics, and then it's like, oh, it actually doesn't do that, and so there's like a mistrust going into the fact. So I think if you can show up authentically with your flaws and everything, that's going to establish a new type of leader.
Hmm.
And then as we think about serving, so I love what I do. Like I love problem solving, even from like a very young age. And so I love that what I'm passionate about can serve others. Do you feel there's a need for more serving, like yeah, from a small business owner perspective, just in terms of, how accessible things are? Is that something that you feel you're seeing more of or you'd like to see more of?
I do, because it's funny that you would even say that, because I saw something today where somebody who I follow on Instagram was talking about how the algorithm has changed and how they're rolling out a new paid version of
Mm.
Instagram. And
Oh.
so, his whole thinking behind it was, just serve your people.
Hmm.
Um, and we're all constantly worried about the algorithm and who sees our stuff and how many, and his whole idea was, if you just serve your people, you don't have
Hmm.
to be a slave to the algorithm. You don't
Right.
have to
Yeah.
worry about, all of these tools running
Hmm.
your business, because then you're actually running your business if you just focus on the thing,
Yeah.
which is to
Yeah.
simply serve your people. And
Yeah.
that made so much sense to me, because yeah,
Hmm.
you do get caught up in it. You do.
So
And
easy. Yeah.
it's so easy to get caught in it. It's so easy to worry about who's seeing what, that I think sometimes that we even miss our people. Um,
Right. Yeah.
I'm a proponent of, and have been a proponent for years, because I actually have an in-person event that I have hosted for the last 6 years. There's
Hmm.
nothing that can beat in-person connection,
Right.
in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, what we're doing today, you know, I still feel like, even though it's virtual, it's a
Hmm.
one-on-one conversation. It's not me
Right.
talking to you through an algorithm. I'm
Right.
connecting with you. And so
Right.
that is something that I think also helps with the trust factor as well.
Hmm.
Because I get a sense of you, I get a feel for you, I can
Right.
talk to you, see your facial expressions, and see what you're doing. And I think
Yeah.
that, as much as technology has kind of taken over our whole existence, we talk about AI every single day. I
Right.
still think that it's the human connection that
Yeah.
holds it
Yeah.
all together.
I totally agree. And it's just something you mentioned that came to mind. There was a study that was done on, the character Medea
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Tyler Perry. And
Hmm.
so there was a time, I can't remember the conversation, but basically, Medea, I think, is now a $2 billion valued character or something like
Wow.
that. So it's a very large amount of money. And so
Hmm.
someone was interviewing Tyler Perry and they were like, how did this happen? Because for us, that you don't see in terms of characters and things like that, you don't see a valuable,
Right.
iconic image like that. And so his response was, I super serve my niche and everyone else is noise. And I was like, wow, it's so true. There's
Hmm.
value in your niche if you actually lock in
Right.
because you know what their pain points are. You
Hmm.
know what words trigger them. You know what they like and what they don't like versus trying to spread yourself very thin to meet the needs of so many different people in a multitude of markets. And so I always
Right.
have that in the back of my mind. And I was like,
Hmm.
wow, if Tyler Perry can do that with an old grandma character by, super serving his niche, I think that's great business advice for consultants, small business owners. It's like
Hmm.
find your lane and really go deep into that lane, and then you'll be able to find success instead of really trying to spread yourself too thin.
Yeah, I think I had heard that in a different way, but
Hmm.
I follow a gentleman named Myron Golden, and
Mm,
he
hmm.
teaches biblical principles as they relate
Hmm.
to business. And
Yeah,
he talks a lot about King Solomon, because King
yeah.
Solomon was the richest man who ever lived. And he picks up all of these lessons from how
Hmm.
King Solomon kind of ran his business.
Yeah.
And, obviously, no technology back then, but everybody knew King Solomon's name because
Hmm.
of what he did, because of how he did it.
Yeah.
And so that's always interesting for me, because the
Hmm.
principles are the same, right?
The same. Hmm.
The principles are the same. You super
Yeah.
serve your niche,
Hmm.
and you stay focused and locked in on what it is that they need to hear.
Right.
And you can't miss. You
You
can't
can't.
miss
Yeah.
everything else's noise. Mhm,
Exactly, exactly. And I think that's a great segue into kind of that last part we were talking about, which is growth. And I think
mhm,
in this day and age, a lot of people are struggling in terms of how do I grow my business? I need more leads, I need more marketing, I need to do more, I need to do more. But I would also challenge maybe there's a need to step back and see, do you actually have a lane that you're focused on, or is it just adding more noise to the mix?
mhm,
And so, what are your thoughts on, people who are struggling right now to grow? I think that even in our community, we're all trying to find that secret sauce. And
Yeah.
so maybe the secret sauce is super serving your niche,
Yeah.
leveraging AI as a tool, but that
Hmm.
tool is not going to replace the work of actually really knowing your audience, knowing their needs, and being able to serve them.
Yeah. I think it's easy in the environment that we're in to feel a little bit lost and out of control, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because of all the things that are going on in the world that's completely out of our control.
Hmm.
So, the whole reason that you and I talked about naming this session after Psalms 91 is because
Hmm.
Psalms 91 is called the soldier psalm.
Hmm.
And it really is a psalm of comfort for people who are going into battle, right?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
in today's environment, that battle could be everything from feeling emotionally unstable,
Right.
professionally, at your wits' end,
Hmm.
financially strapped, spiritually, depleted,
Right.
or all of the above. And
Yeah.
so I think when it comes to trying to keep a handle on that and
Hmm.
trying to operate in a time where everything feels like it could just fall out, like the bottom could fall out at any minute.
Hmm.
The important thing to remember about that psalm, because, I read the psalm from time to time because it's something that, you know, I take comfort in. So I have to go
Hmm.
back to it on occasion to read it and really digest and understand what it means. But at the beginning of it, it always says that, you should seek shelter. I may be saying this wrong, but you should seek shelter
Yeah.
with God. And
Hmm.
so that to me means that I don't have to be in this alone. Sometimes we
Exactly.
feel like we're alone in all of this
Hmm.
because of all the craziness that's going on. And we
Yeah.
feel like because we hear about AI every day, oh, Claude is doing this. Oh, Chat GPT is doing this. Oh, the algorithm
Right.
is changing. And then we feel like we have to keep our
Overwhelmed. Yeah.
everything so I can tell my clients about it and da da da.
Right.
Okay, calm down,
Yeah.
seek
Right.
that shelter,
Yeah.
come out of the rain for a minute,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
just chill for a minute.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so that's like something I try to keep in the back of my mind because, we're talking about AI today. We're going to be talking about it tomorrow too. So it's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can't be on that hamster wheel because every day there's a new update, there's a new tool, there's a new everything all the time. Not even every day, multiple times a day. I'm in so
Right.
many WhatsApp groups and I
Right.
can't even keep up with them. There's an announcement every single minute, it feels like. And so
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna find yourself in a constant state of fear and a constant state of stress
Mm-hmm.
versus again, going back to those principles, what is your audience? How can you super serve them? And it's
Mm-hmm.
okay to say, I don't know all the things about all the things. That's how AI was created. It was not created for us to be able to keep up with it anyway. And so I think
Mm-hmm.
that also just goes back to the humanity in artificial intelligence. It's meant to take the repetitive things off of our plate so that we can show up more presently, so we can show up more effectively. And so that's how I think about it. I don't try to keep up with all the updates.
Right.
It's too much.
Too
More
much.
than
It's
the
too much.
human mind
Yeah.
can
And
can
you
really
have to find
bear.
your lane. You have to find your lane.
You have to find your lane.
There's so much. I think the great thing about AI, and I do think it's a good thing.
Hmm.
I think the tool is great. I think sometimes people who use the tool are not so great.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
that to me, that is the differentiator.
Hmm.
But I think overall, technology is a good thing. If we
Helpful.
didn't
Hmm.
have technology, we would not be sitting here talking to each other on this computer. We
Exactly.
would not have stoves. We would not have airplanes. So,
Right.
when people, I view AI as like the next frontier, right?
Correct.
It's no
Hmm.
different from, the gold rush, the industrial age. It's
Hmm.
just the
The
super
newest.
pumped up information age that we're in
Yeah.
now. So it's no different. And
Hmm.
50 years from now, there will be something else that people are
Exactly.
dealing with. So I don't think that the technology is the problem per
Right.
se.
Yeah. It's more
So,
the usage of it. Yeah.
mhm, mhm. Just so
I
we
know.
know,
Oh,
just so we
mhm.
know, there was someone here.
Oh,
Um, Anil Kumar was
mhm.
asking about whether or not we were talking about AI equity valuation, and I was like, no, not in this
No.
call. Uh, maybe later,
Right.
but not today. But
Right.
thank you, Anil, for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and so actually AI Equity Ventures is the name of my company.
Mhm.
And so even the way that I think about AI, it's kind of this human meets technology. And so the best case scenario for me is that technology can allow us to become more human and allow us to bridge the gaps of inequity. And so that's kind of how I came up with the name, but it has nothing to do with valuations or anything like that. But I know we also want to respect everyone's time, even though they got a behind the scenes of the troubleshooting of it all.
Yes.
We're definitely going to organize more of these. But in terms of someone is watching the replay or someone is there live, how would you want to engage with them? Is there any information that you want to share before we end the stream?
For sure. So you can find me on social media at Sister Lady Girl. I talk a lot about, the what life looks like for women who are over 40 and they're trying new things. I also have a YouTube channel called Encore Earners where you can find more information, where I talk more about the tactical pieces. So, yeah, I'm always active on LinkedIn, of course. And yeah, I think that I'm glad that we got an opportunity to at least come on today and say we're
Yeah.
here. But we have learned a lot, I think, for next time and how we do this. But this won't be the
Mhm.
last time. So I appreciate
Yeah.
you for your ideas and your willingness to even jump in and do this. So thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. No, this has been super cool. I do some spontaneous things every once in a while just because I want to like push myself out of my comfort zone. I could have over-engineered this and we could have had a whole logistical plan, but I said, let's just go for it and see. I think that's one of the best ways to learn.
Yeah,
And so for me, I'm very active on LinkedIn. I'm just getting more exposure on Instagram as well as YouTube, but you'll always find me on LinkedIn. How people can approach me if they're interested in learning more. I have a diagnostic that business owners can
I just
take.
lost audio.
Oh, you did? I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, I
You can't
can't
hear
hear
me?
you.
Oh, it's happening again. It's ha Let's see. Can you hear me now?
No,
No, you still
I
can't
can
hear
read
me.
your lips, but I can't hear you. Let's see.
I'm just getting more exposure on
Okay,
Instagram as
I
well
can
as
hear you on my
YouTube.
phone. I have you on
On
my
phone.
phone.
Okay. Well, we're just wrapping up. I think the best way to reach me is on LinkedIn. As I mentioned before, I have a diagnostic that I
I just
work
lost
with
audio.
business owners. And so basically, I help
I
them to,
just continue because I think people can
yeah,
hear
yeah,
you, but I
yeah.
can't hear you on mine. So
Okay. So just helping people to identify the best way to adopt AI in a way that's sustainable.
no,
So
I can read
this
your
has
lips.
been very interesting as
Okay.
a experiment.
Let's see.
And
Okay,
looking forward to
I can
the
hear
next
you
one
now.
that we
I have you
do.
on my phone. Okay.
Well, we're just wrapping up. I think the best way to reach me is on LinkedIn. As I mentioned before, I have a diagnostic that I work with business
Oh,
owners. And so
technology.
basically, I help
I
them to,
just continue because I think people can
yeah,
hear
yeah.
you, but I can't hear you on
All
mine.
right.
So,
Well, thank
okay.
you everyone
So
for
just helping
joining
people
us.
to okay.
Identify the best.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you
Awesome.
so much. And we'll do this again at
We
some
will.
point.
All right.
All
Bye.
right. Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye.